In this video, we're going to set up Ngrok for localhost PayPal testing for our e-commerce app with Django and Python. Hey guys, John Older here from Codemy.com, and in the last video, we set up PayPal payment processing for our e-commerce app. But if you're still dealing with localhost, if you haven't pushed it up online yet, you may have noticed a little bit of a problem. I'll talk about that problem in this video, and we'll solve it using something called Ngrok. It's a free little thing we could set up, and it'll sort of route our localhost through an HTTPS, which will allow PayPal to connect with it with HTTPS securely and transfer data back and forth in the way that it's supposed to, in the way that it already does if you've already pushed it online. But this is useful if you still have your app locally hosted, if you're dealing with localhost for testing and all kinds of good stuff like that. So it's pretty important to set this up, and that's what we're going to do in this video. So let's head over to our code. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor in the Git Bash terminal as always. And as always, you can find a link to the code in the pinned comment section below, as well as a link to the playlist with all the other videos in this Django e-commerce series. So check that out if you haven't so far. So first off, what in the heck am I talking about? What is the problem with PayPal and running your app on localhost? Well, if we head back over to the website and go to our actual website, djangotest.com, and let's check out the admin section. And in the last video, we added some orders, and you'll notice we have this new model here called PayPal IPNs. And that has each transaction that PayPal processes. It sends that information back and it records it in our database. So we can click on one of these and we can see the transaction ID. We can see the date and the time and in the currency, the gross, the fees from PayPal, anything else we've told it to save, which we haven't told it to save anything. I can see the address of the person that bought, right? It shows the buyer's name and all that good stuff. But you'll notice if you try and do this with localhost, it won't work. That won't show up because PayPal is sending that information back with an HTTPS. You see this HTTPS? Now, when we have our website running up online, we're using an HTTPS server, right? We're using secure stuff, right? But localhost is just localhost. It doesn't have HTTPS. So since it's not HTTPS and PayPal is, they can't talk to each other because the HTTPS is encryption. It secures it and it can't see it if it's not connecting via HTTPS. So this is a problem if you want to, debug things locally before you push it up, which you definitely do. Everybody always does. And so what can we do about it? Well, there's this thing called Ngrok. It's totally free, super easy to set up and use. And we can do that. Before we do that, though, we need to make some quick changes to our app. So remember, when we made our app live, we changed the database password to this thing. When we're doing it locally, we have to change it back to the old way. So I'm just going to comment this out and then uncomment these two things out. We did this stuff way back, 4 or 5 videos ago. And this will just allow us to run our app locally and yet still connect to our database up in the cloud. Let's come over here and let's head over to ngrok.com and sign up for a free account. If you don't have one, you probably don't. I'm going to go ahead and log in. When you do, you want to come down here and whatever you're using, Windows, Linux, or Mac, it's automatically detecting that I'm on Windows, so it's showing me Windows. Click on the download, and we want to download for Windows 64-bit. And this is just a little Ngrok thing. I'm just going to save it to my desktop. And it comes in a zipped file. We need to unzip that. So let's open this. I'm on Firefox, so my downloads are up here. If you're on Chrome, they're going to be down here in the bottom. And when you do, this thing pops up. Let's go ahead and extract this. And I'm just going to extract it to the desktop. And I want to show it after it's complete. It's a pretty small file. So here it is. It's just this little Ngrok app. And when we run this, we get what looks like a CMD terminal. I'm going to come down here and type in CLS to clear the screen. And we need to add a couple of things here. So the first thing we need to do is add an authentication token. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And let's head over here. And I'm just going to right click my mouse and that should paste that in. Go ahead and hit enter. And that is saved to our configuration file. That looks good. Now we need to come down here and tell it where our local host is. And you can see by default it says 8080. We're on localhost :8000. So I'll copy this, but we need to change it when we paste it in. So I'll right click and paste this in, but we'll change this to 8000. And there we go. And now you see here is this URL. So we need to copy this. And to do that, I just highlight the whole thing and then right click to copy and head back over to our settings.py file. And let's see. If we come down here to our allowed hosts, make sure you have localhost in here. We didn't in the last video, I just added it. but we can paste this in. And now we need to get rid of this HTTPS thing and make sure there's no spaces here. And we also need to add this to our CSRF trusted origins. So I'll go ahead and add that. In this case, we do leave the HTTPS thing on there though. So make note of that. Go ahead and save this. Now we've got that URL. We can come back here and instead of going to localhost :8000, from now on while we're testing locally, we go to this guy right here. And it's say, are you sure? Yes, go ahead and visit it. And then look at this. It's now our app, but it's online, sort of. It's sort of proxied through, right? So we can log in if we want here, just like normal. CSRF verification failed. Let's see. Oh, we got to put space, get rid of that space. Go ahead and save that. All right, hit reload. Try this again. Okay, so now we're logged in. We've got a cart. So let's change this to 5 of these, $99.95. So let's go ahead and check out. Continue to billing. Oh, we just need something here. Okay, now we can go to PayPal and we can log in. We want the personal. There we go. Here's our password. We can log in here. You'll notice up there it says $99.95. That's right. And if we come down here, we can complete our purchase. Now, this is sort of a moot point because we've still connected this to our Postgres database that is online. So it's definitely connecting to that via HTTPS. So it should have added these things in, right? Even though we're kind of still dealing with this on localhost. And you see we get our payment success. If we come back over here to our PayPal IPNs, we have a third new thing, July 31st. That is today. Check and make sure that's $99.95. Yep, it is. Now, of course, this is still, like I said, our Postgres database up in the cloud. But if you weren't doing this with a Postgres database up in the cloud, if you still had your local host database, your SQLite database, it would show up in that. And you could prove that by going back to localhost :8000, logging into your admin section there, and then it would be there, right? We just don't have that set up in our settings.py file. But if you did, it would. You're just going to have to trust me or try it yourself to see that. So Ngrok, I wouldn't use this forever. Obviously, this is just while you're testing stuff on localhost. But if you haven't set up web hosting for your app yet, if you haven't pushed it up, if you're having trouble pushing your app up to web hosting and you still want to work on the PayPal stuff to get it working correctly, this is the way to do it. And just from now on, you can just use this URL instead of localhost. So that's all for this video. In the next video, we'll start to configure the IPN return data. So after the order is processed and it sends that data back, we want to do stuff with it and create an order and push out the order and do all the things. And we'll start to look at that in the next video. So my name is John Elder from Codemy.com, and I'll see you in the next video.